Thanks for joining us today on Sheridan County Ag Update. I have with me some of the FFA students. We're going to be talking about FFA week. All right. All right, so I'm going to have you guys introduce yourselves and what office you hold. So Raleigh, we'll start with you.
I'm Raleigh Hartman, and I am the chaplain of our chapter.
I'm Evan Jones, and I'm the treasurer.
I'm Emily Walton, and I'm our chapter's vice president.
All right, well, thanks you guys for joining us today. It's about to get busy for you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Headed into your busy season.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's just dive right in. Let's start talking about FFA week. What do we got coming up?
You got it, Raleigh.
So next week is our National FFA week. National FFA week is, I guess, what would you say?
National FFA week is an event to kind of celebrate FFA as a whole. It's about a week long, and we do all types of activities. One being our teacher breakfast, which is on Wednesday, the 19th. No, not the 19th, 21st. And basically for teacher breakfast, we like to show a real appreciation to our teachers and how much they do for us. Non-ag teachers, just the whole shebang. So we get there, us officers will get there about 6 in the morning, and we'll use the food ed rooms to cook eggs and bacon and just make sure the teachers have a good morning and surprise them with some coffee just to show our appreciation for them and how much they do for us.
Yeah.
It was always my favorite one when I was in FFA. I loved teacher breakfast day. That's how long it's been going on here, by the way.
I know.
And kind of building off Evan, FFA week is not only celebrated by us, but chapters all over the nation. It's a huge week that brings all of these chapters together as a whole.
Yeah, I think for us, Emily.
Going back to teacher breakfast, not only is it appreciation for teachers, but it gets the name of our chapter out there. I feel like there's a lot of students at the high school who don't know what FFA is. And so when we're all set up for teacher breakfast and we're announcing it on the intercoms and stuff, a lot of people are like, what is FFA? Like, what is that? And so it gets the word out there. And not only that, but it'll help build our community together.
Okay, not to take away from Teachers Breakfast, but I just want to point out that this year has been our most FFA members and AG members in the school this year. I think with duplicated students, there was about 406 members, which is just a lot. And we're actually going to be picking up a third AG teacher here soon. So that'll be exciting.
Well, you guys definitely need it. I mean, that many students, and I know Mr. Cotton is going to retire again. I say again because he retired once when I was there.
Yeah.
Can't get rid of him.
No, well, he loves teaching you guys. So, so tell us about the Olympics, the FFA Week Olympics.
So basically, it's just to kick off National FFA Week. And so it's going to be at the college arena or the agri park. And so we're just going to be doing a lot of fun activities and a bunch of different events. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Very fun.
And so it'll be just a really fun time to kick off National FFA Week for all of our FFA members. And we put the word out there, hopefully, to get people that aren't necessarily in our chapter that will want to come and have fun with us. And so it'll just be a good time to get our whole chapter and our community together and have a really good time.
Yeah.
So what day is is FFA Olympics? So Stuart and I can come watch. I can make Stuart do something.
Yeah, it's going to be this Saturday, and we invited some of the chapters in our county as well. And
Okay.
Don't watch me fail, but I'll try my best to impress you guys.
Cowboy State Bank, helping farmers, ranchers, and the ag community succeed for over 100 years. Well, fun. So it's at the Agri Park this Saturday, the
Maybe the 17th?
17th. At
Yeah.
what time?
It's going to be at 10 in the morning.
Okay.
A little early, but everybody else is used to it since we're ag kids.
Yeah.
All right. And is there some window decorating going on downtown too?
Yeah, I actually love to talk about this. So this year we decided to break into some committees, and sponsorships actually got the honor of doing the windows. So I don't know if you know Levi Peldo, but
Oh, yes.
he's the chairman for our sponsorship board. So we had a couple meetings and decided where we wanted to go. Our 3 places is going to be Kings Rope, Shipton's, and First Northern Bank. So be on the lookout for that. We're going to be putting it up this Friday.
Okay.
I don't know what day that is, but so what? The 16th.
Today, yeah, I would say
Friday
today's.
the 16th. And basically, we're doing this to get our community out there and kind of show off like that this is going to be FFA week, because we really respect our community and try to do a lot for them. So just by kind of celebrating, I want them to see how good we are. It's really how artistic we are. Not me, but the members.
Okay. So all FFA week, you guys go through and you do all these things, and then we culminate the whole thing next Saturday, the 24th, with the Barn Bash.
Oh, yeah.
The Barn Bash, that's going to be really interesting. So basically from like the whole month of February and later on in January, we were selling raffle tickets. And that's basically just getting the word out on Barn Bash and help to raise money for our FFA alumni. And then with that, they have the chance to win multiple different prizes from the raffle tickets. So there's like half a processed hog, there'll be some sort of cooler, and then a shotgun. Yep. And then not only are there those things that will be auctioned off, but there will be other things that people can try to bid on and stuff throughout the Barn Bash.
The silent auction.
Yes. And we will have a band there that'll be playing, and there'll be a dance. So it'll be really fun to get the whole community together and just go out, have a really fun time. There'll be food and all sorts of stuff there. So it's basically like just a fun weekend. But it is like $7, I think, to get in if people want to come and participate. But
Actually, it's $35.
$35?
Yes. I can give you,
Dang.
I'm the co-chair for this
Oh.
thing. So I can give you a little.
I thought it was $7. I don't know where I got $7.
No, that would not pay for your kids' scholarships.
Yeah, no.
So yes, it's $35. It is admission at the door. There's no pre-sale tickets. Along with that is Exit 53 band out of Hartman, which is pretty popular. Bombshell Catering will be doing the food for us, and Kit Laidlaw will be doing some of those charcuterie boards that I can never say the word right. Sorry, Kit. Anyways, we have the silent auction will begin on SheridanMedia.com on Monday the 19th, and my office looks like downtown right now. We are so fortunate, the donors who donated all the baskets and the goodies for the silent auction, as well as the live auction. And I can tell you guys that our sponsorships this year, thanks to the generous people in our community, we're over $30,000 in donations so far.
Woo.
And so all that goes towards scholarships and the travel, which let's talk about what's coming up for travel expenses.
So actually, we'll go. I guess the first thing that's going to come up is Border Wars, which isn't that bad. We just take a bus down to the Sheridan Community College. But from there, it gets really exciting. We'll be going to Casper and Powell for all sorts of events. And I think even the livestock kids right now are touring some of the food places like Sackett's and looking at meat just to kind of get a more basis instead of looking at photos. They're actually going to look at the meat and the marbling to get it there.
The livestock judging kids will be at our house tomorrow night actually judging.
Yeah.
Quality Kubota machinery and customer care from the heart. Proudly serving Sheridan and the surrounding areas since 1996. Go online to heartlandkubota.com or stop by Heartland Kubota, 2450 Heartland Drive. And then you guys, so you have some district and regional contests coming up, and then you go to state convention, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we first just had our chapter contest about 2 weeks ago, and so we weeded out some of the Creed-speaking kids. They did all really well, but we have so many competing this year that we had to weed out a few and actually have – this is our first chapter competition in a while. We'll have districts next week. No, 2 weeks. Districts in 2 weeks. So people across the county will come. I think it's parliamentary procedure.
Yep, probably.
And us officers are actually going to be helping running it and making sure everything runs smoothly, getting people to where they need to be on time, and kind of just having a fun time and making sure everything works well.
And so how many of you guys are going to be going to state convention?
That is still in the works because during National FFA Week, all of us are required at teacher breakfast to wear our official dress. And if we don't wear our official dress, then we are not allowed to go to state convention unless they were gone for some sort of reason. And then they have to make it up and wear their official dress alone or with somebody else that did it on another day. So we have to
gives you some incentive.
yeah.
And
So
going along with Emily, wearing your official dresses all day to kind of show our pride in the FFA anyway.
I think the number we have right now without the kids being cut, because we have a lot of overflow in our teams right now, is about 53, if I looked at it correctly. A lot of girls, some boys, but
See, I know why you boys got into FFA. That's why some of the boys show cattle. It's mainly a female-dominated thing.
Yeah, I got to show off a little bit.
oh my gosh.
All right, so lots and lots going on with FFA week. Like I said, culminating with the barn bash. If anybody has any questions about it, please feel free to call your FFA advisors, Clay or Cheney. You can call me up here at the radio station. I have a lot of the info. The pre-sale tickets are still going on, so they can contact any FFA member and get those correct.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
we
Okay.
have a lot. So.
Yes.
Okay, you better be selling.
Working on it.
Anything else you guys want to go over about FFA week or your upcoming contests?
Yeah, I'd actually love to talk about the contest. So we have a multitude of CDs and LDEs coming, and I talked about the overflow, and we kind of started early this year with a lot of our competitions. So we placed well last year. We had a couple people place 6th place, a couple 3rds. Jet West did really well, like he always does. And
It's kind of a natural thing right there. Like his dad did too.
we love Jet West. But I'm part of agronomy, and we got 3rd last year, and we've been really working hard this year. We started about 2 months early than everybody, and we've been nailing the fine-tuned stuff, especially plant identification. And I know that the Parley kids, like Raleigh, they've been really working hard and spending some lunches together working.
Yeah, and to go along with that, we did conduct last year and placed 4th overall. And then we kept basically the exact same team and moved into parliamentary procedure, which has a lot of the same aspects, just a couple changes on office and how everything's ran overall. And yeah, like Evan said, we started a little earlier than everybody else, just trying to get a head start on this.
Now, I don't want to spoil anything, but Emily and I are part of issues. And, topic's pretty interesting this year, and so you wait and see.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yes, last year our issues team placed 3rd, and we basically just talked about corner crossing or presented on corner crossing and made up a little skit about it. But there was a bunch of different teams that also presented with corner crossing, and so it was interesting to see how many people we had to go against that were doing the same topic. And even with that, we still got 3rd. So this year we're really working on making sure that we're getting all the fine tuning stuff and doing better than last year. So yeah.
Making plans for building a new barn, shop, or commercial building? Don't do any planning without a call to Sheridan's premier post-frame building and homes builder, True Built Builders, online at truebuiltbuilders.com. You know, I think something that people forget about, and it's been this way for years with FFA, that it's not just about showing animals. It's there's so much about speech and leadership and being able to get up there and present yourself and be confident about it. And it's really a great program for anyone. It's not just for kids who grew up on a farm and ranch.
And I think that's so important because I am not a farm kid. I live right behind Ridley's. So when I first started getting to FFA, I didn't really know much about it. I had a nice ag teacher. She left, Miss Bernhardt. She's like, you should do it. And I was like, okay. So my first event was farm business management, which really has nothing to do with farming at all. It's all management. It's all business. It's all CDEs and LLCs. So I'm so glad I have an office because I feel like kids in the school can look at me and be like, that kid's not a farm kid. But look at him. He's an officer, and he's helping out his chapter and helping out his community. So,
yeah, it's really evolved over the years, because when I was in it just a few years ago, there was a whole lot of farm and ranch kids and not a lot of kids from urban areas. And now I think it's really switched, and it's great to see someone like yourself who said, hey, I want to be a part of this, even though it's not in my wheelhouse. I want to try it. So
I think it's so important for those urban kids to experience where their food comes from, because you learn more than just leadership. You learn where your food comes from and how your community works. And the farmers and ranchers that spend hours on end really making sure you have a living and they have a living and feeding everybody.
Yeah, and going off that, like Evan was saying, lets you know where everything's coming from, and it also builds that connection between, the ranch kids and the urban kids. it helps them bond in school, and you might get some friendships out of it. I know Evan's friends with a lot of other people in FFA, including myself, and we are more of a ranch kid, and that doesn't set us apart because we're urban and ranch kids. Due to FFA, we're all friends, all family.
Mm-hmm. Emily, you got anything to say, hun?
Well, not really. Just basically what Evan and Raleigh were saying. I mean, yeah, we pretty much are a whole community. Like before I joined FFA, I wasn't friends with like any like ag kids or anything. Mm-hmm. Like I had one welding class with Miss Bernhardt, and I love Miss Bernhardt, but I remember my oldest sister, Kelsey, she did FFA, and Miss Bernhardt was talking about it in class once, and I was like, hey, I'm really interested in doing FFA, but I got this and this going on. And she's like, okay, well, we'll just keep informing you in class. And then that's when I like had like a whole nother community. Like I feel like we're just so connected and bonded, but yet we can all still like go out and interact with other people. Like we're not so excluded to just ag kids. Like it's so much more beyond that. Like we're all just so unique and individual. It's just really cool to see the community we have throughout all of our FFA members.
Yeah, and building off that, we talked about state FFA. You show up to state FFA and you're used to your little chapter. You're wondering, is everybody going to know who I am? Is everybody going to know this? But you show up and there's 1,000 other kids wearing blue jackets. You never know. Everybody's family there.
Mm-hmm. I can tell you, 30 years later, still some of my closest friends are ones that I made in FFA, not just here in town, but in other parts of Wyoming. And then it led me to livestock judge in college, and I met people there. So it's really a stepping stone for your future.
Yeah, tying back to National FFA Week, that's why a lot of social media posts happen then with FFA. So it's cool to see the other chapters and how they work, because then I'm like, oh, you did this over National FFA Week and this, and this, because we don't get to see their chapter applications or anything when we go out. So it's cool to learn about what other chapters do, because we can even bring stuff that they do into our chapter, and then it just builds the community like that.
Well, as Jet's dad Justin would say, R&D, rip off and duplicate. Well, you guys, thanks so much for being on this, and we look forward to seeing you out and about for FFA Week and at the Barn Bash. We look forward, and we invite all the community to come to Barn Bash. It's going to be a great time, and it's a fundraiser for a great cause.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yep, you bet. For more news, sports, and anything else you want to check out on SheridanMedia.com.